What's up, guys? It's Battleface TV. We're back with a new video. So I know the ban list is right around the corner, and with the release of Legacy of Destruction coming around, I believe it is a very important time to have this discussion about what cards are going to get hit, what cards are going to get limited, what cards are going to get unlimited, such like that. So let's get into the video. Alright guys, so I know you guys are excited for Legacy of Destruction and the new stuff that's coming out, but I believe it's very important to have a discussion about the ban list. So first and foremost, we're going to talk about what cards I believe that should be limited, and there's only two on here. First one being Albion the Sanctifier Dragon. It's just a nice hit to branded because they can summon out. With Albion, they can summon out the Gimmick Puppet, Edo, Ra's Disciple. A lot of people have even been doing the Jowgen Lock, and I believe that it's had its time to do all those shenanigans, and it was a great matchup for Branded because they could go engine to engine with Snake Eye and win the grind game and win that resource game. And in similar fashion to hitting cards that turbo out other cards from either the main deck, extra deck, or the graveyard, I believe Crimson Dragon should be hit to 0. Crimson Dragon is level 12 synchro that on summon it allows you, well, it's a quick effect. It allows you to target a monster, a synchro monster on your field, return it to the extra deck, and then summon one of the same type. So what people are doing in Centurion is they'll end on Legacia and like a bunch of synchros, and then on your turn they will synchro summon into Crimson Dragon, and they'll target the Legacia and they'll shuffle it back to summon Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, and that is effectively a turn skip, and I believe that turn skips are very, very bad for the game. It's very unhealthy to try and play through all that. So I think they should just hit Crimson Dragon in the same way that they should hit Albion the Sanctifier Dragon. Turn skips are very bad. And another card that I would like to talk about here, but I did not put on my ban list predictions, is Dimension Shifter. They're not gonna hit this card. If they do, I would love it, but this is a ban list prediction on how accurate the ban list is gonna be. Not, oh, they're gonna hit this card. Oh, I want this card to hit or want this card to come back. So for now, the ban list is very simple. Just two cards: Sanctifier Dragon and Crimson Dragon. Now let's move on to the semi-limits. So on to the limited and semi-limited section. I believe that the limits are gonna be very minimal as compared, just like the bans are gonna be very limitable. They're very small. I believe this ban list isn't meant to like shake up the format in some sort of way, but it's more meant to stabilize the Tier 0 format, to bring it back all down to an equal playing ground, as to where before with the January 2024 list, there were a bunch of decks that were really good. You had Unchained, you had Infernoble, you had Flu, you had Kashtira, you had a bunch of decks that were just insanely good in that format. So I believe with this limited list, the first card we should talk about is Snake Eye Ash. It's the one card starter for the deck. It just serves to hit consistency to the deck, but not straight up kill the deck, because you still want these decks to be playable. They're not going to hit cards like Diabellstar the Black Witch, or Original Sinful Spoil, or even Wanted Poster, because those cards are too new. They came out in Age of Overlord last October. And I believe, especially with the new cards that are coming out in a few sets from now, I think it's like Infinite Forbidden. They have some new Sinful Spoil cards that are coming out. So I don't think they're going to hit that engine specifically. And I think this is just probably one of the best hits that you could have to the deck, which serves to hit consistency. Unlike the OCG where they have it at 2, which doesn't really do anything, because you still have like infinite ways, and you could always even draw 2, while hitting it to 1 is a lot better because it forces them to use more cards to go into Snake Eye Ash if they want to play the deck. And the next two hits are Summon Limit, Anti-Spell Fragrance to 1, just like they did in the January 2024 Forbidden and Limited list. They hit Rivalry of Warlords, Tikaboo, and Goes and Match to 1. I believe they're going to do the same thing here. People were very happy with the Floodgates going to 1, but there's still some Floodgates that did not get hit, and I believe that it's time for these floodgates to go to 1. They've had their time to shine. They've had their time to do a lot of work in the format, and I believe that it's very good that we're moving away from these floodgates and more into like, oh, you have to actually play the game to win instead of just, oh, activate summon limit, pass turn. Yeah, no, you have to actually play the game. And the last card on the limited list is Magic Spectre Unicorn Kieran. This is in relation to the cards they released in Phantom Nightmare alongside Yugioh and Voiceless. They released specific cards that said you can summon one, you can search one wind spellcaster, and I don't know if you guys know, but Magic Specters are all wind spellcasters, and the only really good wind spellcaster in the Magic Spectre archetype is Kieran. So I believe that Kieran should come back to 1 for now. If it doesn't come back to 1 now, it should come back in the next format. And I believe it's just a very good card to bring back to 1, just like how they brought back the Dragon Rulers to 1. I didn't put the Dragon Rulers in here because I didn't think they were actually going to be coming back. But I'm going to move on to the semi-limits, which surprising, I have none of those on here. But I'm going to move on to the unlimited section. Well, moving on to the unlimited section, I have 3 cards. I didn't put the third one in until last minute because I just remembered it. First one being Dino Wrestler Pinkertops. It's just a worse version of Fenrir. I believe this card's really good. A lot of people are using it at 2. It's not really doing a lot of damage to the format. I believe it deserves to come to 3. If Fenrir's at 3, I believe that Dino Wrestler Pinkertop should be at 3. And the last one is one of my favorite cards of all time, Speedroid Terratop. Please bring it back to 3. I'm so excited because Speedroid Terratop wasn't doing a lot. It's just a generic starter for speed any rank 3 strategy or even Speedroids, and I'm very excited to have this card back. It hasn't done a lot in the meta, so I believe this card does deserve to come back to 3. And the last card that I didn't add on here, but I will put a picture of it on the screen right now. It's Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. This card hasn't done anything at 2. I believe it deserves to come back to 3. I don't think they will hit it back to 3, but I want it back at 3, and I think it's had its time to stay from 2 to now, where it can come back 2-3 healthily and not do a lot of damage to the format, because nobody's really playing Striker right now. Everybody's playing Snake Eye. People are playing Striker Snake Eye, which I found really interesting, but it's not doing a lot of damage in the format right now. And that's it for the ban list, guys. Ban list prediction, guys. I'm going to be posting a new video on Friday talking about my new deck that I've been working on. It's a deck that I'm taking to locals. It's going to be a bit of a surprise. It is a version of Chimera that I've been working on because this is the deck I want to play this format. But I'm really excited for this deck because my friend just sent me a bunch of cards that I'm borrowing. I'm very excited to test this deck out. So with that, you guys have a good day, week, month, year, and I'll see you guys in the next video.